requirements over mutual exclusion. Okay, so what is the requirement? Now, first of all, mutual exclusion already a known piece of news to you guys, but actually in the code we need 4 requirements. Okay, so in the future, okay, it's not before, it's after. Okay, after we have all 4 requirements, then later we will check all those 4 requirements exist in the solution that we propose. Okay, so some big words there is the rule. The small words there will be some implication when that rule holds or not hold. Okay. Now let's take a look at the first rule. The first rule is talk about 2 processes. Okay, they are not in the same time in the critical section. Now this is a requirement, right? You define a critical section. Yours critical section is not the same as mine. Okay, so remember this fact because you can map it back to toilet example. Okay, your critical section may not be mine. Okay, so your critical section is just a piece of code. Remember, so you will eventually run and start and finish and get out of the critical section. So this also implies another thing is that no one will stay forever inside the critical section. Okay, so that you will allow other people to run in their own critical section. And here is a very important requirement. The requirement here is your solution should not make any assumption over the speed of the CPU. So what is the meaning? The meaning is very easy to understand. Let's say we go back to the toilet example. Let's say there is no lock, okay? And this requirement is kind of strange, okay? But mapped to the CPU case, you will understand. Is that whenever you go to the toilet, we will have a clock out there, okay? You can stay there for 1 minute. No matter what will happen after the 1 minute, you have to take the consequence. Let's say after 1 minute, there is another man come in, okay? Or after 1 minute, the toilet explode, I don't know, okay? Yeah, but so happen that you only have that 1 minute, okay? After that 1 minute, you have to get out for whatever reason. Now, this is the assumption here, okay? But I said that you cannot assume that. So that means that inside the toilet, okay, you cannot say that, okay, after 1 minute, I don't care what happened, I will stand outside, okay? I will break the door and come in. No, you cannot do this, okay? So back to the process cases, it means that the speed of CPU actually implies the time that you run inside the critical section. So the critical section length or the CPU time should not be taken into account in your design. Okay, so maybe his critical section is longer than mine. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as he will get out. Okay. Now, requirement 3. Requirement 3 is no process running outside of the critical section should block other processes from entering the critical section. Okay, so this is important, right? Yeah, go back to the toilet again. So that means that there will be no one in this toilet, and I'm just standing outside the toilet and block other people to go in. Okay, so would you allow that? Usually there is some special case, okay, just like the toilet is closed because some people is cleansing it, but yeah, we forget about that case. It means that whenever you go to the toilet, you have to use it, and after using it, get out. Okay, it's not stay in the toilet idle. Okay, so your solution should not, let's say that I reserve some time for you. Okay, let's say that there is a special duration, 1 hour is for you. Okay, now this is not the real case. In the real case, we will have a big problem. Okay, so every people has a reserved time for the toilet. That means that we do regular times to the toilet. This doesn't make sense, right? And the last is a little bit hard to understand. Okay, and there is a very interesting name to describe it. Some call it starve to death. Some call it life lock. Okay, so what is that? It means that whenever there are multiple processes running, there of course are some priority or some sequences or order. Now it means that whenever I am in the critical section, then the next guy come in will block, right? Now how about there are multiple next guys? So that means that there's a long queue out there. Okay, our solution cannot make some people running, but can never get into the critical section. So what is the meaning? The meaning is like this, okay? So let's say you're standing outside the toilet, okay, you find that the toilet is not available. What should you do? Okay, you go back to the lab to type your assignment. Let's say, okay? Let's say whenever you find the toilet is being occupied, okay, you go back to the lab to work, okay? So you should not allow a solution such that you cannot go, you can never go to the toilet, but you keep on typing program, okay, on a lab, okay. So if this is real case, this will be very productive, okay. But yeah, it's not the case, okay. We don't want anybody to do something else without going into the critical section and consume the shared resource, okay. So understand four cases. The book is quite applicable to a real time problem or the real life problem. Okay, so let's get started with the first solution. Okay, the first solution, of course, we have to visualize what will happen. So whenever we have a solution, we hope to have something like this. This red area, deep red, okay, again is my color coding, okay. The color code deep red means the entry, green is the exit, the pink guy is the critical section. Now I introduce one new color, the gray guy, okay, the block. Okay. Later on, you will see some other solution may not be blocked. We implement some while loop, okay, so that it will keep on looping until the resource is available. So then, by that time, it's not called block, but called busy waiting. Okay. So, but the sense is like this: whenever you want to go to the toilet, but at the same time now, the first A goes into there first, and become the pink guy. Okay. So this deep red guy start executing, but look at the timeline. You will find that enough people already in their critical section. Suppose that the two processes need the same kind of resources. So this guy will block or keep on busy waiting. Okay, busy waiting. You can imagine that the guy just standing outside the toilet seat and just steaming. Okay, very eager to go into there. Okay. Yeah, that is busy waiting or block. Block means you go to sleep. Now, after I go out of the toilet, okay, there is some procedure while I'm going out. Let's say that I have to turn the lock, I have to flush the toilet, whatever. So there is some procedure going on. After the procedure finish, I will wake up the guy who is blocked. Okay, so you can look at the timeline here. It happened after I finish all the thing. It's not during the time I finishing something. Okay. So this is our requirement. The first, what is that? This solution have a name. The name is called big kernel lock. Okay, so or some people call it a giant lock or big kernel lock, BKL. Okay, so what is this solution is about? Okay, you can Google for deeper understanding. Our high-level understanding is that we can always implement a kind of lock inside the kernel. Now this is a kernel-only solution. So I said that the correctness is good. Okay, it's correct, very attractive because it's always work. But it is a terrible solution if I allow users to use it. Now, what is the solution is about? The solution is very simple. The critical section, I don't care what is happening in there. The entry is disable or interrupt. The exit is re-enable or interrupt. And that's it. So clean, so smooth, okay? Only one sentence, okay? If it's become assembly language, the assembly language, I remember it's called STI. It's called STI. STI. Assembly. Yeah, assembly. STI or yeah. Clear interrupt, CLI. And then STI, set interrupt. So the choose assembly code. And one line is enable, one line is disable. Now, why I said that is very effective. Now, remember what happened before I talk about everything is about scheduling, right? The schedule of everything means everything here. The previous chapter is about scheduling. And when I talk about scheduling, I mentioned one very key slides. Okay, I said the slides is very important. The slides talk about the moments that we have context switching. When we have context switching, somebody used up their time quota, so there will be time interrupt. Somebody needs the hard disk attention, needs the keyboard attention, so they voluntarily sacrifice the usage of the CPU. So it is another kind of interrupt, which is hardware interrupt again. So the clock and the hard disk, keyboard, or hardware interrupt. You sacrifice usage of the CPU because you finish the code execution. So you will call system call exit to terminate yourself. So system call exit is a kind of interrupt. Okay, so all kind of things that I mentioned here is about interrupt to tell the CPU that, hey, some event happened, please handle it. Now, what is the meaning of disable interrupt? Means that the CPU can only focus the code you're running, and whatever events come in, ignore. Okay, ignore all the events that come in. So here means that this critical section, once successfully entered, that means that I disable all the interrupt. No context switching would happen. Okay? No clock interrupt, no hardware interrupt. No one can call system call because you cannot switch from one context to another. Okay? Because no hardware interrupt, no clock. How can I switch to another process? Okay? So this is an ultimate solution. Okay? And the solution always work and even have two assembly code, okay, to separate instruction to support this big kernel lock, okay, and you can use it if you can write this assembly code, okay, but no one will use it because why? Programmers is always careless, okay. Usually you will write code that works without any reason, or you break something without any reason. So this is a terrible solution in the sense that whenever you make something wrong, okay, whenever you make something wrong, let's say you disable the interrupt, but you forget to enable it back, okay? So what will happen? The system will become very interesting because you disable context switching, okay? No context switching, so let's say you have 1,000 processes running, you are the one who entered this region, but forgot to re-enable it, just like you go to the toilet but you forget to go out. Yeah, you can imagine what is happening. Okay, I know it's never happened, but yeah, imagine it's the case. So the people outside cannot use the toilet, and you are just staying inside. I don't know why you eat your dinner, you will sleep there. Yeah, you imagine what other application you have to run inside that toilet. Okay, this is not possible, right? So that means that it's very dangerous. We never allow people to use it. That's why the two the two instructions that I show here. Okay, so although it is inside of Wikipedia, it seems that something exists, but you cannot use it. Okay, even though you know how to write assembly code, you cannot call this two instruction because it's protected under the protected mode. Okay, you have to switch to in protected mode to run it. If you heard of protected mode, that's okay. If you never heard of it, then forget about what I said. Okay? So this is not a good solution. So let's start thinking now. I will give you the next solution, and the next solution seems to work. Okay? Take a look. So what is this code is about? This code makes use of BC waiting mechanism. Okay? Let's imagine that there is I don't know how, but two processes can look at the same variable, same piece of memory. Okay, and the memory contains a variable called lock. Okay, let's say all programs in this system can look at this lock variable. Okay, so what should I do? The lock variable assume that the initialization value is 0. Initialization value is 0. Okay, so whenever just like turning on off a locker. If I want to go into the toilet, okay, first I have to observe whether the lock is equal to 0. That means false. Okay, it's not locked. Okay, then when it is false, I go in. Now, of course, I want to go in. I will lock the door from false to true. Okay, lock equal to true. Now, after I set it to be true, then I enjoy everything inside the toilet. When I go out, I unlock it. Okay, so simple. Now, I said that this is a global variable to the entire system. Maybe you can set up an array of it so that different pair of processes or different group of processes can look up different version or different entry of this log variable. It's no problem. Okay, you can scale up this solution. Unlike the previous interrupt disabling and enabling routine, this is not good. Okay, so this better. Now it's just emulating what we have in the real world, door lock. But I tell you, this solution is a complete failure. The easiest way to look at why it's failed is you come up with an execution sequence such that you allow two processes to go into the critical section together. Then that solution failed. Can you think of such an execution sequence? I give you some time. You can discuss with your neighbor. Just talk, okay? Yeah. That's why I said that this lecture, you will start using your brain, okay? This is the first one. Yeah. You turn on the log. Yeah, it seems to be okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot to explain to you what this means, okay? Line 1 and 2. Line 1 and 2 means that when I look at the log variable, and I find that the log variable is so happen to be locked. Okay, so I just stand outside the door and find that the log say that it's locked. What can I do? I just spin it, okay? I just turn around, okay? Spinning outside the toilet, okay? And after I spin, okay, I turn around once, and then I can look at the lock again. Oh, it's locked, okay, I turn again. Okay, so I find that it's still locked, okay? So that's why we call it busy waiting, you're busy spinning, okay? And in the kernel, we don't call it busy spinning, we call it spin lock, okay? And really, there is a guy called spin lock, okay? Spin lock. Spin lock. Okay, your software engineering spin lock is okay. So that means really look at something over here, turn around, look at it again, oh, still locked, turn around, look at it, still locked. So you just keep on spinning. Can you think of an execution sequence? It's a complete failure. What? You can assume that every process in an entire OS can use this variable. No problem. You can assume that. Entire system processes, all of them can use this. Any idea? If you cannot think of any idea, just flip back to a few pages before when we talk about race condition. When we talk about race condition, why is race condition happen? And remember what is the idea of blocking out race condition is to uphold mutual exclusion. So this is the mutual exclusion solution, and this solution actually has a race condition problem. So I use a race condition problem to convert another race condition problem. Do you understand what I mean? No? Then I go through it together. Okay? Why there is a race condition here? Because when we break this while loop into pieces, break it down into assembly level code, okay? So it's actually just behave like the previous race condition problem. Yeah, remember this? We talked about it yesterday, okay? So here is also the same thing. When you spin, okay, you start to spin, okay, it's okay. No problem. You will be blocked out there, okay? But before we spin, we have to look at the variable. Let's assume that the initialization value is 0, okay, so it is unlocked. Now, let's say we have two processes. Look at the variable kind of at the same time. What does it mean of kind of at the same time? You have an instruction to load the variable, load it into the register, okay, or load it into some local variable, okay, and then you will check that variable value. Now, let's say during that time when I load the variable, I immediately have context switching. Then you will have the same problem, just like what I described in the beginning of this chapter. Okay? So that's why this solution is a complete failure. Complete failure. because you are using a problem component, the same problem cover up the same problem. I mean, just a recursion type of solution. It's not a solution actually. Okay? So, understand what I mean? Okay, good. Then I give you something work. Really work. Okay? So what is this solution is about? The solution is about is, well, previous case, we know that the log variable failed. It's because both variable wait for the same value. Okay? Then when I have a chance that both processes look at the value and it so happen to be the same value, then we fail. So someone think of a solution such that we have a kind of another log variable variations. I don't call it log variable, I call it turn variable, and allow different processes to assess the critical section based on different values of the turn variable. Okay, can you see this? They rely on different values. Now, that means that we won't have the previous case. The previous case is, let's say, two variables. I don't know why they can load the variable, the shared variable, shared object together. Then they see the same value. Then we fail. Now, the two processes run two different codes, actually. They have their critical section code. They're different, okay? But the log part here, the BC waiting part here, they rely on different values. I can get out of this BC waiting when I see the turn variable is 0. Then I get out of this red code if it's 0 and go into my signal section. Now, what if it's really 0? That means that this guy will be blocked. Understand what I mean? You understand the previous problem. Then you understand this solution works. The previous problem is we have two processes wait for the same value. Now the two processes wait on different value. No problem at all. And it works beautifully. Okay? And let's continue to trace it. Okay? So this is the door lock. This is the unlock part. Okay? There's the lock, there's the unlock. Okay? So they have some variations from one program to another. Now, there is a hidden problem. Okay? Well, it's always problem. Okay? Usually some simple solution will have some design failure. Okay? So this problem also has a design failure. Although the design failure is not letting two processes from entering the critical section at the same time, but it produced some interesting effects. Okay? So, what's the interesting effects? The interesting effects is like this. When the turn variable is 0, let's start with 0 as an initialization value. So this guy can go into the critical section because the turn variable is now 0. You won't be locked. How about this guy? This guy will be locked. Right? One is unlocked, one is not locked. So this guy goes into the critical section. Now be very sensitive that this is a shared object. Once the value change, other people can see it. Okay? Now, entering the critical section, how about this guy? Cannot because it's outside the door. There is a lock blocking you. Now, after I finish everything, I will unlock so that this guy finds that the turn variable is 1 and enter the critical section. So you will have this pattern. The red, deep red part is the entry. For some time executing the pink part, unlock and allow this guy run, and then go back to the first guy. And we will have a strict alternation pattern. So that's why this solution is called strict alternation. It's always process 0, process 1, process 0, process 1. Okay? Ask yourself how to support 3 processes. 0, 1, 2, right? Okay? So it seems that this solution is scalable. Seems to be scalable. But, well, actually you forgot something. What happened inside this system? We only have one process. Then what will happen? You only have one process. Let's say I only have process 0. So the process 0 go into the critical section once. Based on the code, I will look back and try to go in it again. Can you do it? Can you enter it? No. No, because it's not your turn. It's the turn of your partner. But your partner doesn't assist. Okay? So this solution is kind of if you can guarantee that the system has all process ready, then that's okay. But if your system has some variation, let's say, oh, sometimes I only have one process running, or sometimes I only have process one, sometimes I only have process zero, then this solution is a complete failure. Okay? So very, very hard to implement light solution. Huh? So some people just stand here and just guarantee that, oh, I want all the processes ready. Now, where can you find this solution? This solution is a very old solution, already 40, 45, 50 years, okay, 1960s solutions. Now we advance a bit, it is a mid-1960s solution here. Okay, we call it Peterson solution. I copied it from Bob, okay. So this solution worth understanding in the sense that it's kind of solving all the previous problems that I mentioned. Okay, so what are the previous problems I mentioned? The turn variable, okay, is bringing the strict alternation problem, but the turn variable is a good guy because it allows different processes to wait on different values so that we won't have the original race condition problem. So we cannot forget about this race condition problem, so we have to rely on different process wait on different thing. Now, this solution actually also using the same idea, but add one more control. And the control is very interesting. Okay? Every process will act as a gentleman. You pretend to be a gentleman. Okay? It's very interesting. I don't think that you will do it. Okay? Is when you stand in front of the toilet door is open. You're welcome to enter it, and you look around and ask, hey, anybody want to go in? And you find another people want to go in, then you first. Okay? Yeah, interesting, huh? So when no one answer you, then you go in. When someone answers you, yeah, you first. Okay? And the other guy will also say that, yeah, you first. Okay? And let's guess who will enter. The code is like this. Yeah, I hate to say this. Beautiful code usually will work. Only complex code work in a case for critical sections implementation. Okay? I mean critical section entry. Usually the entry is hard to implement. The exit is very easy to implement. Now, what is this? First, you can still find the turn variable, right? There is a turn variable here. So the turn variable also have this kind of the same effect like the strict alternation. Well, we will break component one by one. Don't be afraid to look at this kind of stuff, okay? We'll break it one by one. Now, here is turn variable. And what is process? Process is, let's say, to be a local variable. The local variable which pass into your process, okay? Your process contains a local variable called process, and supposed to be the ID of your process. Let's say we have a solution for 2 process only, okay? So we can scale it up to 3 process, 4 process, no problem. But we focus on 2 process first. We have process either 0 or 1, okay? Either 0 or 1. Now, let's say you are the number 0, okay? So you will say that, I'm number 0, and this should be my turn because I go in front of the toilet and find that the door is open, so the turn is mine. Okay, so what is the while loop? The while loop is very interesting. It will check whether the turn is mine. Okay? If the turn is mine, at the same time, what is other? I didn't explain what is other. Other is 1 minus process. What is 1 minus process? If you're process 0, other will be 1. If you're process 1, other will be 0. So it is your opponent. Okay? So you will also check whether your opponent, there is an interested variable to state whether you're interested to go into the toilet. Okay? So this interested array is not a global variable, but a shared object, shared across the entire system. Now, when another guy say that I am also interested, and you find that the turn is yours, what should you do? Let him go in. You will stay inside the while loop and keep on busy waiting until that guy say that, yeah, I finished everything. I go over the toilet, execute the exit to state that I am not interested anymore. then I can go in. Yeah, interesting, huh? Of course, you can change this idea and change this equal become not equal. Then the entire stuff totally turn around. Okay, if it's my turn, but you are interested, okay, sorry, I won't wait. Okay, I go in. Then that is another story. But here is you are interested, and this is my turn. I see the door is open, but I find that you are coming. Okay, you first. Now, how can you understand this without any tracing? It's hard, right? So we have some tracing. Don't worry. Tracing is like this. Yeah, this is gentleman part. Okay. The tracing is like this. How to read this tracing? I don't have enough space in the PowerPoint. Okay, so that I have to write it this way. So this is the timeline. This process 0, process 1 to read from the top down. Okay, so there's timeline, okay. And what is the orange box? No, okay, so we trace one by one. Let's say the process 0 execute first, okay. Then you will execute line 4 to line 8 of this red guy, the entry part. I want to go through the door now, okay. And when I execute 4 to 8, I actually change something. First of all, I will declare my interest. Okay, I'm interested to go in. And because I'm already standing outside the door, the turn is mine. So I say that the turn is mine now, although I put it in the process 1. Okay, I'm running out of space. Okay, I don't have any space to put this line. Okay, so I put it here. And you can assume that the process 1 is not executing. Okay, we only have one process. I'm sorry, no, one process. One CPU, one core. Okay, we have 2 processes. Now this process start running up to line 8 and declare that the turn is mine. I am interested, and suddenly context switching comes. Okay, suddenly it comes. So same process, same type of entry will be executed by another process. Okay, so same type of entry means that it will also declare its interest of another process called process 1, and because they follow the same procedure, so now this time is this guy find that I'm standing outside the door. Okay, now this is very interesting. Now you're in front of context. 2 men stand together. Okay, and they won't fight. Okay, they will pretend to be gentlemen. So this time, this guy will say that this is my turn now. Okay, I come later and I find it, there's available. It's my turn. So my turn is I'm number 1. So turn is equal to 1. Now, how about the while loop? The while loop has become very interesting. Context switching comes down, and what happened to the process 0? The process 0 will find that, okay, we both are interested, but whose turn is this? Okay, because the later guy turned the variable to become 1. So for process 0, suddenly it's not my turn anymore. It's not my turn anymore. So how about the evaluation of this while loop? How can you say about this while loop? Is evaluate true or false? It's not my turn now, but another guy is interested. Not my turn. So turn is not equal to process 0. So it's false. Okay? So that means that I don't have to wait anymore. I'm process 0. I will go into the first section. Okay? Get it? Just tracing it, then you understand. Now, how about the process 1? The process 1, yeah, serve you right to pretend to be a gentleman. Okay, you stand outside and wait. I go in. Okay, I'm process 0. I go in. While I'm executing, now, can I guarantee that the process 1 will be blocked outside the door? Yes. Let's see what happens if I switch back while I'm executing. I'm 0. Okay, executing in the final section. Context switching comes. That guy will be forced to be busy waiting because he say that process 1, this is my turn, and I'm interested, and I didn't leave the toilet, so I'm still interested in it. You have to wait, okay? So as if very interesting, as if the door doesn't exist, okay? Yeah, I'm watching you carefully then, huh? I know you're interested. I'm watching you, huh? Very, very dirty. This is very. I should change it into pantry, okay? Pantry, kitchen, okay? Change it to kitchen. Yeah, someone's using it. Use it, okay? I stand there watching you, huh? Okay. Now, how about I leave it, okay? I leave it. What does the meaning of leave it? I don't need to change any return variable because there is and other people standing outside, and he is interested, what I need to do is I declare that I'm not interested anymore. I leave it. Leave the room, okay, leave the kitchen, okay, don't use quite it's very dirty at this time. Outside, okay, I go outside. So then that process one find only I am interested, and without a partner to be interested in, I can go in now. Eventually I can go in the final section. Okay, so look up this while loop, okay? Can you find any combination of the variables such that you allow two processes to go in the critical section at the same time? Any combination? No. Now, how about any combination that allow both processes to be blocked? That means BC waiting. Also no. It works. It works beautifully. Okay? And how can we scale up to 3 processes? Then this checking will become a little bit hard, right? You will have to implement the function to check, because I have many others process now, okay? We have to use a function to check whether is there exists anyone who is interested in, okay, and let the guy in, okay? And of course, the turn variable still works, okay, as long as we only allow one guy to go in, okay? So this is the solution, and it works, and it's a fully proof solution. That's why we have a name here. This is the solution. That guy finished, and yeah, this guy already finished. He's already died. Okay, yeah, he also finished the solution, but the solution doesn't work beautifully. Some people argue that this line not good. This line is not good. What is this line? This line is busy waiting, right? You ask someone who's spinning outside the critical section, wasting CPU resource, so as to observe the change of the variable. Okay? So this is the problem. But now you write some programs already, and you already understand that there is no mechanism allows you to do the following. You observe the change of variable. Okay? But it's not something you're interested in. Can I register some events such that when you change, notify me, okay, I go to sleep? There's no such case, right? You write a lot of program already, C, C++, except JavaScript, okay, JavaScript allow this, okay? Set up a callback to observer variable, okay? But it's not talking about JavaScript, right? It's talking about some low-level programming, assembly language, C, C++, C# even, okay? Don't allow this kind of control. So this busy waiting will be the best available solution if we stay with some global, shared objects, okay? So this is okay. This is another trace, okay? You can complete it by yourself. Now, some other problems about the fitting solution. Some people don't really want to have a wasting CPU monster there. Some guys stand out there. Let's say the system have 10 processes. We have 9 processes spinning, 1 executing normal things. It's not the case, okay? We won't allow this to happen. One more thing is there is a very interesting scenario. The scenario only happens when we have priority. What is the meaning? Let's say the system starts with some low priority process. They are not the root process, they are not the administrative process, just ordinary process. And our ordinary process get the entry, and inside the critical section, okay, it's supposed to be like that. Now, how about suddenly context switching comes, and I don't know why, the administrator start a very high priority process, and the high priority process wants to get the same resource. So they have to race together. Let's say we're using Peterson's solution, then that new processes will be forced to be spinning, and spinning. Now, if you can recall what is priority scheduling is we have different priority classes, okay? So if you are higher classes, you will get scheduled immediately. And after finish sharing, using your quantum, then you will be put to await, but only within the class, okay? Now, how about other class of process? will be get suspended and not scheduled for a very long time. As if your entire system cannot produce anything good if we have priority. So we call it priority inversion. Why is that? You want to raise the priority of this guy so that this guy finished earlier, and the solution is not. You are giving him a higher priority to spin than to do nothing. Okay, just like in your home. Okay, your brothers give his computer to you to use. Okay, you have a higher priority, but you are using it to play games. Okay, so your brother, your sister want to kill you. Okay, but it's not possible. So so this is a big problem. The big problem only happens when we have priority. Okay, so that's why we have another guy pop up. That guy is very famous. You already know who he is. I didn't write the name here. Anybody still remember this name? Dijkstra. Yeah, the Dijkstra algorithm, all based on the spot. That guy is a very, very famous computer scientist. He is not just inventing algorithms, okay? So you hate him because of the 3 layers of follow, okay? I know. Yeah, have to remember. Huh? Now, this Dijkstra also invent system for multiple processes, okay? He invent a new type of control which solve the busy waiting problem, okay? And his new type of control is to make use of the kernel, okay? So previous example, this example is not running on the kernel. This stuff I just ask the kernel to help such that everybody can see it, okay? And his solution called Semaphore. So what is Semaphore? Semaphore is just a flattening signal, okay? We call it Semaphore. And the Semaphore is a new type of implementation and which is available now all across every operating system. So that's why I said Dijkstra is a very important guy in computer science, or I should say it's not just computer science. When you use computer, actually you're using his work, okay? So what is Semaphore? Semaphore is a data type, first of all, okay? And the data type contains an integer. So someone will invent some solution based on that integer, okay? So how to make use of the integer? Actually, we will bundle 2 extra system calls over that integer. So this is the system call AB, okay? The red guy, again, is a session entry. Green guy is the exit. Now, this is the integer. This is the integer. Now, let me finish part of it so that I can leave something in your mind before we have the break, okay? So this is 2 new types of system call, okay? So Semaphore, yeah, see, already see it here, up, down. Okay, there are tons of implementation, up, down call, okay, and it's also implemented inside Linux kernel, okay. So, what is the up, down call? The up, down call, I know where it is implemented, so I read the high-level documentation as well as the kernel code and digest to give you this summary, okay. So this is a summary of the entire system call. So what is the system call is about? There is a while loop, okay, there's a while loop, and what this while loop is doing. Now basically the high level point of view is the initialization of this integer, Semaphore, okay, is type def, right, just an alias, okay. What is that? The Semaphore is an integer first of all, and the initialization value is based on your application. You can initialize this as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up to you. Okay? Let's imagine that it's really initialized to 1. Let's imagine it's 1. Okay? So what is the down call? The down call, you will find a while loop, as well as one more point is a decrement sign. So that's why it's called down. Make it down. So after I successfully call it down, you will change the Semaphore value. Let's imagine that the initialization value is 1. Change 1 into 0. Now how about it is partner? Its partner is exit. Exit is called up. So The important part here, no while loop this time, only an if and update of the s variable. Okay, so this is a pointer, so I make change like this, and increase it by 1. Now, one is down, one is up. Down the value, up the value. Now, how about the while loop here? The while loop here actually has some special property. The while loop don't let the value to go down and become negative. Why I say so? Take a look at this while loop. Okay, imagine that the initialization value is 1, then when I down it, it becomes 0. Now when it is 0, I want to call down again. This while loop will block me from progressing further. Can you see this? It will keep on checking whether this equals 0. Okay, if it's equal to 0, if 0 do something, if 0 do something. Okay, until it is not 0, then you can get out of this while loop and decrement it by 1. Okay, so what is the meaning? The meaning is just like the log variable. We initialize as 1, it means that it is open. Let's say it is open. Okay, when it is 0, it's closed. Let's say we imagine that the value means whether it's locked or not. 1 means open. Now in your mind, 1 is open. Okay, the door is open. 0, the door is closed and locked. Okay. So the down variable is the entry, as I said before. What is the meaning of the entry? You are actually going through the door and trying to close it. Now, if it is originally open, 1, then you can successfully down the core. So what is successfully down the core? First of all, it is no longer s equal to 0. It's s equal to 1. So you can pass through this while loop, the while loop cannot stop you, and successfully minus 1 and make it become lock. Now how about when another process comes in and find that door is locked? Okay, the door is locked, that means the semaphore value is 0. When it comes to the door, it will find that, oh, it's 0, what should I do? You have to wait outside, right? And the system call implementation, this is system call. The system call implementation is, first of all, it will disable all the interrupt so that no one can disturb you in changing the s variable. Now, you find that the s variable is 0 so that you have to sacrifice the chance to go in. You have to wait outside. Now, this wait outside is very special. First, we enable every interrupt so that other people can interrupt the kernel. Just a clock interrupt with the hardware, so and so forth. And together we have a so-called special sleep. This special sleep is very special. I cannot explain to you in great detail, but in terms of drawing, it means that when you call this special sleep, there is a waiting list over this special semaphore. Maybe this semaphore is called X. Okay, so I'm the process PID 1234. I just called it down, and so happened that this down call make me go to sleep. So I will wait for the semaphore. When this semaphore, there's the lock, changes from 0 to 1, as if you receive a signal. It's changed, okay? Then all the people waiting inside this waiting list will get wake up. Okay? So the point is here. When someone inside the toilet go out, it will call the up call. The up call originally is changing the value from some value and add 1. Now, if the sum value, okay, is so happen to be 0, that means there may be a chance that a guy changed from 0 to 1, and some people just inside the waiting list. There is a chance like this if it's originally 0. So we implement something called a special wake up. This special wake up will go into the list, wake up every guy. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, time for you to wake up. Oh, there is one more new guy just down, okay? Really down, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, you're down, okay, wake up. Yeah, both guys wake up. Why I wake them up? When they wake up, they will execute this code. Okay, so I stop here for a while. Okay, you can look up this code and digest a bit over the flow. Okay, and I'll continue to elaborate it. Okay, so let's stop for a while. every year, the up and down actually causing many students head up and down. Okay, yeah, it's just like crazy. Okay, so I really want you guys to focus and start to understand what is it. Now, why we implement such a special system call, and the special system call contains a waiting list. The waiting list is a core. We need the core. Why is the core? Because the door lock itself only block guys who are interested in it, right? You are standing outside the toilet seat. Of course, you want to go into the toilet, okay? So that's why you stand outside the toilet. And this is the core. Why? Because whenever I want to wake up people, let's imagine a case, okay? This is a very dirty case, okay? Someone in toilets, okay? And other people just sleeping in the floor outside the toilet. Yes, that's why it's very, very dirty, okay? So someone's sleeping there. So once you wake up, no, sorry, go fast, too fast, okay? Well, enough. You walk out, okay? Walk out of the door, okay? You see many people just sleeping there. What you should do, you just shout, wake up, okay? Time for you to go in the toilet. Then, now imagine what is the scenario. Some people wake up faster, some people wake up slower. The one who wake up faster will rush into the toilet and get in there, and the one who wake up slow and say that, wake him up. There is still so long, okay, I sleep again. So imagine if that's the case, okay? Or maybe you think it's too dirty, okay? Let's convert it into kitchen, okay? Some people are eating in the kitchen. Now, not eating in the toilet, eating in the kitchen. So after you finish eating, you go out and wake people outside there. Yeah, time for you to eat, okay? But there's only one seat inside the kitchen, okay? Then the one who wake up fast enough will go into the kitchen, start eating, and then the one who wake up later will find that, oh, I'm being cheated. You wake me up, but the seat is not available. I go to sleep again. So that's why this queue is the core, is the main point in every implementation of using Semaphore. If I don't have this queue, I don't know how to wake up the interested focus group or target audience. Okay, there's a target audience. I wake them up, and why I say that there are some people wake up faster, wake up slower, it's not because there is some time delay after the wake up. It's because of the scheduler. Actually, it's the scheduler's job to schedule processes to run. Okay? So that means that when these two guys are still in gray color, and wake them up is just allow them to rejoin their scheduler queue. Now this makes sense now. It's not about the time is wake up, but rejoin their scheduler queue, and the scheduler choose whether you run first or you run first. Okay, so map it back to the previous scenario. Let's say these two guys now originally is calling down, go to sleep, someone wake him up, I'll wake him up when we return from this special sleep, and this is the moment that we have a problem. Disable interrupt. So what is the meaning of disable interrupt? Means this two process now wake up the scheduler. Let's say the scheduler pick 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 4 is running, and once it starts running, it will disable all the interrupts so that this guy, although this guy is wake up, he don't have any ways to get scheduled because the clock interrupt is disabled, the hardware interrupt is disabled. No one can save him until this 1, 2, 3, 4 we enable the interrupt. Now let's imagine that this is the case that 1, 2, 3, 4 start executing, and we disable the interrupt again and go into this loop. Now this loop actually telling you that how many seats is available inside the toilet, kitchen. Okay. So now the number of seats is no longer 0. There is an empty seat inside the kitchen. Yeah, I go into this get there to eat. Okay. So it's 1. Get out of this loop, decrement it, change the available number of seats from 1 back to 0. So for this 2, 4, 6, 8, what he's seeing is the seat number is always 0, but it's not. It's turned in from 0 to 1, and then 1 back to 0 in a very quick manner. Because there's another guy just go in. One guy go out, available number of seats is 1. Then another guy go in, make the available number of seats become 0. And the one who makes it 0 will be able to interrupt and start eating. So remember, this is just the door lock. The door lock itself is so complicated. Huh? So the door lock, we enable interrupt. So this guy run and find that when it disable interrupt, oh, I'm being cheated. S is still 0. The number of available seats in the kitchen is still 0. I cannot eat. Let me sleep on the floor again. So this guy, well, we enable the interrupt and go to sleep. So the trick number 1 is we have a queue. We maintain the list of target audience who to wake up. And whenever I wake them up, they will rejoin the scheduler queue. The trick number 2 is this while loop is very important. Okay, this while loops control who will disable the interrupt. When the scheduler pick this guy, you run, okay? Then you immediately disable the interrupt. No one can start run again until this guy be able to interrupt. Okay, so this is the mechanism of having up and down. Any question you want to ask? If no, then yeah, later on you will find some difficulty, okay? Then you waste the difficulty again. We will see how to use the door lock, okay? Don't worry, you don't have to implement everything like the up and down, okay? We will keep the implementation until when? Until the threading, the multi-threading scenario. Then we will reintroduce the up and down, okay? But here is a high-level point of view. Now, how to implement door lock? Now, very easy. The door lock, just put an S here. Let's say from a kernel, I got the allocation from a semaphore. I got allocated so that I have a pointer pointing to the kernel space memory. Let's imagine it's like the case. So I just pass in the pointer, no problem. So the entry get allocated, I initialize it to be 1. That means that inside the kitchen or inside the toilet there is 1 available seat. Okay? So when I have 1 available seat, I have the first guy to run. Then I will start my execution immediately because I can successfully down the semaphore from 1 to 0. Now the number of available seats is 0 now. Okay? So the number of available seats is 0. How about this guy? This guy will become ... Why? Once you want to execute, he will find that the semaphore value is 0, so we will enable interrupt, join the waiting list, and go to sleep. Okay? So it will go to sleep. Now at the same time, this guy, the third guy, comes to the system and try to execute the entry. Of course, because the semaphore value is 0, it will be blocked again. So we have 2 guys being blocked outside the door, sleeping on the floor. Then this guy execute critical section, they call up. Now the up, whenever the up call, where is up call? Okay, up call, find that the previous value of the semaphore is 0. That means I leave the room and I am the one who make new rooms for people, and previously there's no empty seats in there. So that means there are some dead bodies out there, okay? So I have to wake them up. So send a special wake-up call. So these 2 guys will have a very short moment of time, wake up. And so happen, let's imagine that so happen this guy is being picked, the middle guy, picked by the scheduler and start running. So this guy has a very short moment of time, sense that S is equal to 1, and immediately change S equal to 0. Now S means the number of seats in the toilet or in the kitchen. So then you will gain access to the critical section, you do critical things, and then leave. How about this guy? This guy will feel being cheated. Although I wake up, but I still find that the S value is 0. So I will continue to sleep until this guy go out. And now I find that, okay, This time I inspect the S value is no longer 0, so then I can get into my critical section, continue to execute some critical section code, and leave the critical section. Okay? So that means the critical section implementation is like this. And the semaphore allows some magic, like your implementation is not toilet. Okay, toilet is only one seat. It's like a kitchen. Okay, a kitchen now, usually kitchen does not just allow one people to go in. You can set your semaphore initialization value to 2, so as to declare that the kitchen allow 2 processes to run at the same time. Then what will happen if I set the initialization value of semaphore is 2? This guy run, no problem. How about this guy? This guy now we have another drawing. The middle guy can start running. Because I still have enough room inside the kitchen, I declare that there are 2 sets in the initialization process. So the first process take 1, the second process take another 1. The third process will have no room in here in the kitchen, so we have to wait. Now, either one of them finish eating inside the kitchen, it will find that the S value is 0, so wake up anybody waiting for it, and the third guy can run. So Semaphore is a very powerful tool. It can control about that resource. That resource allows 2 processes to run together, then set it to 2. That line, okay? Let's say the resource only allow 1 process to execute, then set it to 1. 2 is 2 processes and 2, maybe many others. Let's say n maybe 10, okay? It's also doable. So Semaphore, therefore, is used since 1960s until now. Okay? Now we're also using Semaphore in the kernel. Okay? And also in a high level, like the environment they're using, maybe you're using C#, is using some other things. How many of you write Java? Okay, so have you heard of wait and notify? No, okay, so wait and notify is actually something related here. C# also called wait and notify, right? No? I can't remember because I never write C#. Microsoft sucks. Wait and notify. C#. Yeah! Equivalent or equivalent. Okay. Oh, they use monitor. A monitor is another. Notify is a monitor. Yeah, something related. The monitor is also another. We call it semaphore-like control. Okay. Yeah, maybe I can also cover the monitor implementation later. Okay. Yeah, Java also have a monitor implementation. Okay. Yeah, just like semaphore. The control is very similar. Okay. Yeah. So this is the solution that we have, and the previous are just old things appear in textbooks. Okay, but I have to tell you about the evolution so that you will take it for granted. Okay, this no, definitely not unless this guy. Okay, this guy is still really using. So the first entry and the last entry still used in the modern world. Okay, modern world means these guys are all being exterminated. All right, so atomic operations. So why we talk about so many things is actually we are getting ready for transaction-based computation. So what is meaning of transaction-based computation? If you have taken database course will tell you about transaction. You open a database connection, you prepare for the QE statement, you ask for a QE, let's say, how many of you didn't take database course? Oh, all of you know what is database, only you, okay? Most of you know database. I mean a select from where, update, delete statement, okay? So they are all, if it is select from where, then it's okay because it's just a read from a database. Let's say it is update and delete, or drop table, a create table, they are all changes, okay? And usually we consider it as a transaction. So what is a transaction? Transaction, we want to have something called atomic. And usually it's done through semaphore. Okay? So what is the meaning of atomic? Atomic means that if I can finish that transaction, I want every part of the transaction get done. If I cannot finish the transaction, I don't want any part of the transaction get done. So what's the meaning? The meaning is just like the up and down call. Up and down call, just like up and down call. I want to have something get done. Okay, I call it up, but I cannot do it. So I have to be forced to be waiting. Now during the waiting time, you can press Ctrl C and terminate the program. And when you press Ctrl C, then you will receive nothing, or approximately saying that transaction is not done. Yeah, approximate, it's because it's not about really a transaction. But you have nothing done if you press Ctrl C. And it is guaranteed that during that moment of time, okay, you're waiting, nothing will be done. Now, how about if I get through the up call, then until it finishes, then it will be guaranteed that, okay, everything will be done. So this is what I mean atomic operation. It's just for ready for atomic operations. Okay, if in case that you will learn the database course, this is a very important concept. So I can skip actually. Now, wow, we still have a little bit time. Okay, well we talk about the classic problem. We have three. Okay, the three classic problem. First is producer-consumer model. Previously, we know how to implement. Not know how to implement. We know there exists a pipe. Okay, the pipe allows one process on the left, one process on the right. They connect to each other through the data structure called pipe. Now, I want to test your knowledge in the data structure course. Okay, so imagine that the data structure course has tell you how to implement a queue. Okay, make sure you understand what's a queue. Let's say that queue data structure now become a shareable resource. Okay, a shareable resource. Now we have a buffer. The buffer must be protected, right? I don't want two processes update the buffer together. Of course, I want mutual exclusion in accessing the buffer. I will say that protecting the buffer is not enough. What are the things that I have to protect if I'm talking about the queue data structure? Do you still remember this? Something that you will update while you're doing enqueue or you're doing dequeue. Any others? They are variables. Cannot remember? Yeah, all the things are gone. The head and tail variables, still remember there's two variables called head and tail. Okay, monitoring the values or the array index, then you have the head and you have the tail. Right. While you are accessing the data structure, okay, every part of it is very important. If you want to check whether a queue is empty, you will look up the head and the tail variable to see whether they are the same. Okay, and to say they are empty. If I implement the queue in a cyclic manner, okay, cyclic manner. So there's the head, and then you will keep updating in this direction. Okay, so the head and tail together can also calculate whether you are having a full queue scenario. Okay, so this producer-consumer model is talking about how to protect the data structure. Not just protecting the buffer, but protect the time that you test whether it is empty. Because you will touch the head and tail variable. You check it's empty, then you have to turn on the protection before you do the check. Or even though you don't update it. Even though you don't update it, you have to protect it. Of course, after you pass it, okay, I find it's empty, okay, so I want to do the enqueue, then all parts of the system will be updated, the buffer will be updated, the tail will be updated, not the head, okay? So then the producer-consumer model is about protecting data structure. How to protect the data structure, and the data structure is just a bound buffer or a bound queue. Next, Dining Philosopher, I talk about it. Peter's drawing is a pentagon, okay? It's not limited to pentagon, okay? Forget forget about the Pentagon, okay, and forgive my bad drawing, okay. Yeah, usually my drawing is so ugly that people don't understand why I'm drawing, okay. It can be a square. It can be a square. Okay, do you know what I'm drawing? I even don't know what I'm drawing. Okay, so pretend that there's a long lorry moving in this direction. Okay, another long lorry. Yeah, that's why I said my drawing is not clear. It's overlap. Okay, I need another color. Hey, no blue. Oh, come on. Okay, one more. Yeah, one more. Yeah. Do you know what I'm drawing? Yeah, it seems that we have some blocks here, some buildings here. This is car number 1, car number 2, car number 3, car number 4. Okay, so what the dining philosopher problem is protecting? Okay, maybe I use this. Okay, maybe I use the past paper to explain this better. I have to find it out. Okay, first of all, I have to stop recording. Dining philosopher is for cross-road traffic control. Okay, so I think I found very few books talking about this application. Okay, and I just find a few university people know about this application. I'm one of them. Okay, so now another is is reader-writer problem about a reader and a writer to a database. Okay, so how can we guarantee a high parallel read but block out the writer? When the writer comes in, block out the parallel reader. Okay, so let's start for maybe 5 more minutes. Okay, I know you have enough today. Okay, so the beginning of the producer-consumer model. Okay, so the producer-consumer model again is about the implementation of the NQ and the DQ process. Okay, so now you know about Semaphore. You know about Semaphore. So the NQ process seems to be using Semaphore to coordinate and also coordinate with the DQ process. When I do an NQ and I find that I don't have any room, yeah, just like Semaphore, when I want to NQ, I don't find any room in the buffer, I will be blocked. Yeah, just like some down is happening, when I down to zero space in the pipe, I'm a producer, I will block. Now how about the consumer? The consumer seems to be keep consuming, take out something from the buffer. When I cannot further take out anything, I will be blocked. So it seems that it's also down in something. This guy is down the available space. This guy is down the available items inside the pipe. Okay, one is controlling the items, one is controlling the space. Okay, so this is about the down part. These two guys also will do some cooperation. The cooperation is this LS, when it wants to NQ a new items in, but find that this buffer is originally empty. What's the meaning? The meaning is maybe this guy is sleeping. Because this guy will have a case that is run first, and it's find that no item inside the buffer, and it goes to sleep. So this guy find no thing in the buffer and go to sleep. So this guy, when it's LS try to NQ new data, it will check whether the buffer is originally empty. If it's empty, wake him up. Just like up. Up when something is zero, yeah, will wake up somebody. Okay? Here also as a reverse case is when it's trying to DQ something, DQ, and find that the original data structure is full. That means there is a chance that this guy is sleeping, right? So when it tries to down the available item, wake him up. Okay, so how can we implement down but wake this guy up? And also this guy will also down what? Down the space. When down the space, it will wake this guy up. How can it be possible? Okay, so this is about the code of this thing. Okay, so when you come back in the next week, okay, we will explain this code. Okay, so if you want to do some preparations, you can read ahead this code. This code is quite amazing. Okay, first of all, you'll find not just one semaphore, you'll find three. Can you see find three semaphore definition? Okay, it's there. Three definition of semaphore. They have different initialization value as well. Okay, one initialization value is 1, as if I find one seat in the kitchen, one seat in the toilet, so allow only one process to go in. And other one, battery. Okay, another one is empty. Its name is called empty. Initialization value is n. What? N? But we only have two processes now. What is the meaning of that n? Also, 0. You can do some preparations, okay? Down there we have some explanation why we have this initialization value, why we have this pair of special controlling semaphore. Okay? This semaphore, mutex, is easier to understand. It's just turning from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Okay? The remaining two is hard. So maybe you want to do some preparation, you can go ahead. Okay? And this bunch of things, okay, it seems to be not implementable using C programming language, but I can tell you we can implement in the next chapter, multi-threading. Okay? Because what we are lacking is how to make something shareable. Okay? It's now the environment using fork. We cannot share anything once you fork. Actually, you have two pieces of copy. Okay, they are not shared, but in threading, we can do it. Okay, so get prepared that I will talk about it during the time that we talk about threading. Okay, and this threading model is kind of close to Java. Okay, if C# is using monitor, then it will be very close to C# as well. Okay, so you can practice after you learn it. Okay, so this model you have to keep in your mind first. Okay, so I think it's time for me to stop. Okay, it's already too much.